Huh? Hello. Hello. हाँ, तो तो अरे मला काय माहिती तर हा प्रिजर्स काकाने नाही दिलाय ना मग हा आंबावडीचा आहे की दुसरा कुठला आहे हा अगोदरचा हा वेगळा आहे, तो वेगळा आहे. हा, खालचा वेगळा आहे.
So we have discussed G codes and M codes, and there are many M codes, out of which you need to remember these many codes. Just have a look at this. M codes. Now out of this, you can forget this. See, there are, because there are three M codes which are. I am audible, no? Hello, and the screen is also visible. No, I forgot to ask.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So M0, these three codes are confusing: M00, M01, and M02, and then M30. Because everywhere you will see program stop, program stop, program stop, and here also it is program stop. So there are four codes, which are for the program stop. So definitely this M30 is important. That is end of the program, and it is for the reset and rewind. So this you have to remember. M30 is nothing but reset and rewind. The meaning of reset and rewind is moment the software reads M30, everything stops and it gets reset and rewind. Reset means it goes to reset and rewind means it goes to its initial position. It goes to its initial position. Like suppose if the program is of say 100 lines, it's like, मान लो कि this is a program. So moment it reads M30 here, the cursor will come to this L. इसके नीचे आ जाएगा. That is what is your reset and rewind means. Now out of this M00, M01, and M02, you can very easily skip this M02. You don't have to remember this M02 program head. Hmm? You have to remember M00 and M01. So now, what is the difference between M00 and M01? Read here. M00 is nothing but optional program stop automatic, and M01 is optional program stop on request. You have to write on this M00 and M01 in the program, but now how it will get selected? See now what you are written here, M01 optional program stop on request. On request, like suppose if you are written M01 in the program, then there is a switch, a toggle switch on the control. You know very well, what is toggle switch is. So if you are writing this M01 in the program, then you have to keep that toggle switch on. If you have to keep that, you have to keep that toggle switch on. Then only M01 will be executed. Then only the machine will stop. If you don't keep that toggle switch on, then the machine will not stop. It will go on, you will go on to, it will go on to the next line. It will go on to the next line. Meaning was M01 optional program stop request. Now this automatic also, this is also not a standard feature. So you can skip this. So what you have to remember, you have to remember only M01 and M30. So as I said, optional program stop means whenever, means you have to write this M01 in the program, okay, and you have to keep the toggle switch on, then only machine will stop. And what happens in M01, it stops at that point itself. Like suppose if you have written M01 here, so it will stop at this point, and again when you press the cycle start, it will run from this point. It will not get reset. It will not go to its first line or the first character. So obviously your M30 is used with the component is completely finished and you are going to load now next component. So that's time you have to use this M30 and M01. The requirement of M01 is what many times what happens you need to inspect hmm, at certain intervals. Like I want to check what is the diameter or I want to check what is the ID. Even though you are going to get a correct dimensions in CNC machining, still be there are some dimensions which are critical and which you need to control and which you need some additional checks. So in that case, you put M01. That is, you stop the machine for a moment. Okay, you check it. Sometimes you need to do inspection of the tool, whether the tool has become blunt or not. Hmm? So that time also you can also put M01. Sometimes you need to remove the chips. Like suppose if you are doing boring, ID boring. Hmm? And what happens in machining? The chips are not coming out. So in that case, you have to remove the chips manually. You know, you have to remove the chips manually. So how will remove the chips manually? Your machine is running, so you cannot remove the chips. So in that case, your machine operation. Hmm? So it will read M01. Like say you have done some boring or you have done drilling. The drill has gone inside, okay, and it has come out, but the chip, all the chips has not come out. So in that case, you put M01 at that particular block. Machine stops. So you remove all the chips manually, and you again press the cycle start. So the machine will resume from that point. It will not go to the reset and rewind condition. The machine will resume at that. So I have reduced your work here. That is out of this M00, M01, M02, you just remember M01 only. M03, obviously you need to know clockwise rotation. This is counterclockwise. M05 is spindle stop. Then you have M06, which is nothing but tool change. This you are aware. Then there is another code which I did not told you, that is M07, which is nothing but your mist coolant. Mist coolant is nothing but some component, some material like say aluminum. You cannot use your flood coolant or cast iron. You cannot use your flood coolant because it comes in the form of a powder. Cast iron, it comes in the form of a powder. So if you use the flood coolant, then you will get lumps or you will get a globules. Huh? You will get a big globules, which is dangerous. So that time you use a mist. Mist is nothing but a spray, like our perfume, or a spray or a jet hmm, of air plus kerosene or air plus oil. So there is obviously a separate tank for the mist coolant. There is a separate tank for the flood coolant. So if you say M07, then the pump which is mounted on the mist coolant tank that will be activated and the mist will come. Then you have M09, that is coolant off. Hmm. Then M30 and two more codes which I did not tell you, that is M98 and M99. So with the help of M98 you can call the sub program, and M99 is program A. That is whenever some repetitive instructions has to be given, so you can write a separate program which is called the sub program, and you can give a call statement by M98. So you have to say M98 P 1000 or P 555. So M98 is nothing but the subprogram call, and then it will go in the main program, it will go to that subprogram, and in the M99 will obviously will not be in the main program, it will be in the subprogram. Subprogram. Hello? Hello? Yes. Oh, you should have told me. Are you now? Oh, no, no, no. Because normally I don't see WhatsApp, no? Hmm. Okay, are you in now? Okay, fine. You have been admitted. No? There is nobody. In, na? That's why, because nobody is in the waiting. In, na? Okay. There is a lag, no? That's why it takes time. Okay, most welcome.
हॅलो हा बोल.
And M, so obviously your M99 will be written in the subprogram itself, because subprogram has to end. Then the end code will be M99. So M99 is subprogram end. So it understands now it has to end the subprogram. So obviously it will go to the main program, main program. And there is a provision that you can call this subprogram many times, number of times in the main program. Like say suppose if I say M98P say 555. Okay, so you are calling your subprogram and by default it will be once only. But if you say M98P555 L5, that means that subprogram will get repeated for 5 times. And of course the syntax of calling will vary from control to control. So this was, the total number of M codes which you need to remember. And there are two more codes here which you need to write, that is M13 and M14, which has not come here. So M13, as I told earlier, it has a dual purpose. M13 means the spindle will be on and coolant will be on, that is flood coolant. And M14 is spindle stop and the coolant off. M13 and M14. Then this is a list of G codes. I suggest you can take a screenshot and save it because this is important. Because the list of the G codes and M codes will not be provided in the examination. Earlier we used to provide when it used to be of 20 marks. When the it used to be very long program, 20 marks. The weightage was 20 marks for one particular program. For one question, it was 20 marks. But now it has reduced to 8 to 10 marks. So it is going to be a very simple program. So that's why the, the list of codes means like the log tables. You used to get a log table in 11th and 12th. Or stream tables are provided in thermodynamics. So like that, this we used to provide this list of the G codes and M codes, but now it is not provided. So you need to remember this codes, G codes and M code. And as I told, what to remember. Like now this G00, yes, you have to G01, G02, G03, G04. So these are important. You can mark it or you can G00, G02, G03, G04. Then you can go for directly. See, again, we should not be confused because in some controls, now these are ISO codes and there is slight variation in some codes, ISO codes, EI codes, and it differs from the control to control also. Hmm. Some control they have their own assembly code. Like here now, G20 is input in inches and G21 is input in millimeters. But some controls they use G70 for input in inches and G71 for input in millimeters. So you should not be panicky. You should not get confused. Hmm? So whenever you are writing program and if G70 is there in your mind, so you can just write on the same line G70 input in inches or G71 input in millimeters. Okay. So you can remember this. Then G17, 18 and 19. Out of this only G17 is required. That is XY plane selection. Means what? Now the machining will happen in XY plane. So this is a typical vertical milling machine. In vertical milling machine, the machining is happening in XY plane. Then you can skip this. Then you come to G40. G40, 41, 42, 43, which I explained earlier, and G44. So out of this, 40 is important, cutter compensation cancel. G41 is important, that is cutter compensation on the left. G42 cutter compensation, and G43, that is tool length compensation. So these four are important. Ignore this G44. Hmm? So again I will repeat here G00, 1, 2, 3, 4, then G17, then G20, G21, then uske baad G28, that is return to reference point. That is, if you write G28 X0 Y0 Z0, then the machine will move to its home position or to its reference point or to its machine zero point. Alright, then you have G40, 41, 42, and 43. So these 41 and 42 is for the cutter compensation or cutter diameter compensation or cutter radius compensation. All three has same meaning. Please remember. So this is on the left, this is on the right, and then this is tool length compensation. Forget about this positive and negative direction. Just remember only tool length compensation. Then you can come to here. That is G54. Albeit there are many, offset, that is 54, 55, 56. You can use till G59. I am just telling you that you just remember only G54. That is work coordinate system. That is also called as the work offset 1. This is enough. No need to remember all this 55, 50. These are actually, this is 54 means work offset 1. 55 means work offset 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that. But no need to remember this. Then this is all, others. If you are doing advanced programming, then you have to remember all this. But nowadays what has happened, since because of the computers you have softwares, like you have Mastercam, you have Tabis, many codes are there. So these codes are not, this much key codes and memory codes are not required to remember, because the softwares you directly is giving the NC file, isn't it? Then why do you need to learn? Then why do you need to learn, or why do you remember? Because you should be able to understand, no? Isn't it? Like there are, like Google may app, even if you give the instructions in English, it will translate it in Hindi, isn't it? It will translate it in Hindi, it will translate in Marathi, the languages, that kind of thing. But we should, whatever is being is translated, you should be able to understand, isn't it? You should know what is what. Right, na? So learning, even though learning is not required, that understanding is required. Understand? No? So you need not learn all 500 pages of the book, but you should know where I will get this, where I can find out this. इतना तो knowledge होना है ना. Then only you can go there, no? Yes, now this it is available here. Hmm. So nobody is asking you to learn all those things, but you should know where it is available. Every time you cannot go to the Google. Hmm. Then you can skip. Then you can now see now here G73. Look. Now this is confusing. G73 is peg drilling cycle, and here G83 is also peg drilling cycle. So from G54 you directly come to this G80. Just forget all this G80. Hmm? Actually this G73 etc. That is used for pocket milling cycle. Hmm? But again, as I have been telling, that it varies from control to control. Hmm? It varies from control to control. So now here from G, after G54, just directly come to your G70, sorry, G80. So G80 is can cycle cancel. G81 we have finished. I have explained you drilling cycle. Hmm? G82 is counter boring cycle. G81 यहाँ पे जो spot boring लिखा है, cancel that. Huh? It is just write only drilling cycle, no spot boring. G82 drilling cycle, counter boring. This is correct. G83 peg drilling cycle, correct. 84 tapping cycle, correct. G85 is boring cycle. Cancel that boring word. Uh, Write it reaming cycle. G85 is reaming. Reaming is finishing the operation. Then G86 is boring cycle. So now once you are done with G86 boring cycle, now you can come to G90. G90 and G91, these are the heart of the program. G90 is absolute and G91 is the incremental. Hmm. Then you can come to G94, that is speed per minute, that is millimeter per minute or inches per minute, and G95 is millimeter per revolution or inches per revolution. Then 96 and 97. Alright, constant surface speed control, and G9, this I am yet to explain. G97 is constant surface speed control cancel. Then G98 and G99 you are aware. Don't tell me you are not. Uh, G98 and G99 you have seen in these cycles when you studied this cycle. So now again I will tell you which codes to remember out of this so many G codes. That will be reducing your work. G00, G01, G02, G03, G04. What I am pronouncing that you have to remember. Then G17, then G20, G21, then G40, G41, G42, G43, then G54, then straight away G80, G81, G82, G83, G84, G85, and G86. There is a correction here. G81 is only drilling cycle. Cancel this spot boring. Then G85 is reaming cycle. Then G90 absolute programming. G91 incremental programming. G94. Then G95. Then G96, G97, G98, and G90. So I have reduced more than 50% of the codes, G codes. Now, since we are here, I'll explain you what is G96 and G97. Now, G96 is nothing but a constant surface speed control. What is the meaning of this constant surface speed? Surface speed is nothing but a velocity. And you know the unit of the velocity, that is meter per second or meter per minute or kilometer per hour. Okay. In CNC machining, we must know what is the cutting speed, cutting velocity. We must know, isn't it? Whenever we are doing cutting operation. If you are using a blunt knife, if you are using a blunt knife, then you have to go slow. You have to go slow, isn't it? That means your surface speed should be, that is your velocity should be less. If the cutting edge is sharp, if the cutting edge is sharp, then your velocity will be obviously more, isn't it? So same thing here also, but here it is material dependent. Like suppose if you are using then cutting speed we take as 20 or 25 meters per minute. If you are using carbides, then we use 125 meters per minute, and so on. Then you have CBN, then we have diamond. So your cutting speed, that is cutting velocity, goes as high as 500 meters per minute. Okay. Now when you are doing conventional machining, that time you need to rotate the workpiece at some RPM. So there you need to calculate the RPM using the formula V is equal to pi dn upon 1000. So you know the velocity V, you know the diameter. So you give the value of V, you give the value of diameter, and then you will get the RPM, that is N. You will get the value of N. Correct. Now what happens whenever the diameter goes on changing, hmm, then obviously your RPM will change, isn't it? Because V is remaining constant. So as the diameter changes, your RPM will change. So theoretically, you must calculate the RPM and you must every now go on changing the RPM in case of conventional machine. But the beauty of CNC is Then you give the cutting velocity. My cutting velocity is say 25 meters per minute. So you simply say G96 S25 or you say G96 S100. So moment you say G96 X100, the control understand that it is cutting velocity and it will calculate the RPM as per the diameter. As the diameter goes on changing, it keeps on calculating the RPM and accordingly the RPM keeps on changing. This is what happens in G96. And in G97, it is constant surface speed. Means what? In G97, you are calculating the RPM and the machine will run at that speed. So G96 is nothing but velocity and G97 is RPM, like what you give in the conventional. Because there are some operations which require constant surface speed, like say threading. In threading, suppose you are penetrating the thread, like you have major diameter, you have minor diameter, and you have thread depth. आपके पास thread depth है. So जैसे जैसे tool जाएगा, so the diameter is reducing. That means if you are using G96, your RPM will increase. This is dangerous when you are doing threading because if whenever you are doing threading, your RPM should remain fixed for all the number of cuts. आप 10 कट ले रहे हो और थ्रेडिंग में आरपीएम शुड रिमेन फिक्स. अगर आरपीएम चेंज होता है then you will get a variation in the pitch because threading is what it is nothing but the tool is moved by one pitch in one revolution. Understand? Like suppose I'll give an example. Like suppose if the speed RPM is 100 and if the pitch is say 2, hmm, then what will be your speed rate? The 2 is nothing but speed rate that is millimeter per revolution. Hmm. Now suppose if your RPM is say 50 revolutions per minute, then you are going to get a different pitch. Understand? So that whenever you are doing thread cutting, your RPM should remain fixed. Understand? So this was actually G96 and G97. So now we'll continue on our CAN cycles where we had stopped last time. So I'm purposely, sifting through this so that if you have any doubt in any of the slides, you can ask. Hmm. Now here G70 is inch. So you'll ask me, sir, आपने तो बोला G20. No problem, you can use G70, but you write, huh? What you write a comment whenever you are writing C program, you write a comment on the right hand side, right, na? Or any derivations we write comments on the right hand side. Hmm? So similarly, if you want to use G70, you can use it, but definitely either you use G20 or G70. दोनों में से एक, दूसरा कौन सा भी नहीं. Hmm? You cannot say G69 or comment लिखो G69 stand for inch. Nobody is going to accept it. Nobody is going to accept it. It will be accepted only for either G20 or G70. You cannot write G200 and you cannot write a comment that G200 stands for inch. No control in the world uses G200 for inch. Hmm? So acceptable codes only you need to write. Hmm? So we are here drilling cycles and P84 we have done, that is tapping cycle. And as I told in tapping, what happens that now this is dotted is nothing but a rapid movements. Now the tap moves rapidly and the cycle is repeating itself. Now this is what happens when you are doing tapping cycle. ये थोड़ी चार्ज है. Hello, are you able to see the screen? Hello. Hello, can you see? Activity nearly.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, na? Okay. I think it was gone or what? Connectivity for few minutes.
Sir, you left.
If there is a loss of transmission, just let me know, please. You can directly call me. Okay, so in G85, the reamer will come up in feed. If you are retracting this reamer rapidly, then the finish is going to spoil. So this is the difference in G85 and in drilling cycle. So in drilling cycle, comes up rapidly. In G85, the reamer comes in feed. So obviously, the reaming operation will be slower than drilling operation. Is it clear? Yeah. So this is the syntax. Here and you can see, this screen. Hello.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So since it is a kind of removing the material, enlarging the hole, so that's why it is sometimes called as a boring cycle, but that is not a correct word. So always write G85 as a reaming cycle, please. Otherwise, it may be if you are writing boring for G85, then it may be wrong. It will be given wrong. Now we'll discuss about the boring cycle. Boring cycle is again enlarging the hole, and you can get any size. Like say, just now I give an example of say, if you want to do 26.72 size, so reamer will not be available. So what is the movement? How is the movement that here it moves rapidly? Okay, it comes down. It does the boring. Okay, in feed, and then it retracts rapidly. Now, when it everybody knows boring bar, how the boring bar is. So, boring bar is nothing but a round bar in which this is the round bar in which there is a slot in which the tool is fixed, which does the boring. All right. So, what happens at the end, at the down? What happens? The spindle stops, and if you are retracting the spindle in the same position, then there are chances that that tool which is in the boring bar, it will cut a groove in the workpiece. It will cut a groove in the workpiece when it is retracting, when it is returning from bottom to top. So that's why any boring bar, first thing that you have to fix up at a particular angle, let us say 0 degree, and that is what is called as the orientation. So 0 degree में you fix up a boring bar, and in 0 degree you ensure that your insert, that is your cutting tool, is in this position. Okay, so this is the boring bar. Look at the arrow. This is the boring bar in which you have fixed the cutting tool, which is 90 degree. Fine. Now and then now it will start rotating. Okay, now when the boring happens, when the boring completes, so at the end, at the down, when boring is stopped, uh, there is some kind of orientation happens. Means what? The boring bar, when it stops rotating, it will come to the same position, that is same degree, that is at 0 degree. This is what is called the orientation. 0 degree मतलब जो condition में आपने डाला था वही it will stop. So the tool will be exactly at 90 degree. Then why like this? Because if you are retracting the boring tool in the same position, then it will cut a groove, a line. So for that, what you have to do, you have to retract this boring bar little away in x direction, x negative direction by 1 mm, so that now the tool is not in contact with the bore. So there is a gap of 1 mm, and then you can retract it rapidly. So now since the tool is not in touch with the bore, there will not be any mark. And that's why you have to ensure that whenever you are inserting the boring bar, your tool is exactly in this position, positive x mate. Understand? Because when you are retracting in negative x direction. अगर मान लो कि गलती से सपोज आपने बोरिंग बार नेगेटिव एक्स में डाल दिया, ओके, एंड सिंस यू आर रिट्रैक्टिंग इन नेगेटिव, तभी क्या होगा, बोरिंग बार का जो टूल है वो 1 mm और अंदर घुसेगा बोर के. And when you are retracting rapidly, that means that time what will happen, 1 mm का पूरा groove आ जाएगा और your tool will break, your tool tip will break, something will happen. That's why in boring cycle in G86 you have to ensure that you have to insert a boring bar at a proper orientation, then you have to retract, and that retract amount you have to give. 1 mm is sufficient just to clear off the contact of bore and the tool tip. That is sufficient. But at the same time, you have to also ensure that when you are retracting, the boring bar is doesn't hit the boring bar. Doesn't hit. This will happen in case if the boring bar is little, you know, if it is bigger in diameter, it may happen that when you are retracting, it may hit the bore. So that care you have to take. Now, what will be the syntax? So you have x, y, z, that is depth, and here R you know, F you know. This Q is nothing but the retract distance. What I was telling in negative direction, then the boring bar retracts. So Q is nothing but how much you want to retract in negative direction. Hmm? I hope this is clear. So this is the operation sequence. That is tool is positioned to x and y axis. Then rapid traverse is performed up to point R. Then R says Z, it will go down. Then it remains idle. Then it retracts, and then again it returns rapidly up. This you don't bother. Okay, important point because it is same. Only just remember that diagram. This diagram you have to remember, and this syntax G86. These two things you have to remember. Rest of the things you don't have to remember. Then there is one more cycle which is called as the back boring cycle. Now, when do you use back boring cycle? Like suppose now you have a component, let's say a gearbox having 4 faces. All prismatic component will have 6 faces. बराबर है? A rectangular cuboidal shape will have 6 faces, and you have top and bottom, and so 2 plus 4. Now the component is resting on the bottom face, so you cannot do any operation on the bottom face. At the most you can do operations on the 4 faces, and if your machine permits, then you can do it from the top face. Okay, so 5 faces. So suppose now this is one face, this, okay, and iska exactly opposite, that is 180 degree opposite, you have third face, 1 2 3 and 4, 1 2 3 and 4. So third face is exactly opposite. Now you have done boring from this face. Okay. Now suppose if you want to do counter boring, on the phase 3, on the third phase, which is exactly opposite, 180 degree opposite. Counter bore आपको करना है. So how to do that counter bore? So there are two ways. For that, you have to purchase a rotary table, and on the rotary table, you have to mount this component, and then you have to rotate your workpiece by 180 degree, so that phase third comes to exactly opposite to your boring bar, and now you can do counter boring. But for that, you have to have a rotary table, and another thing that you have to rotate the workpiece. So there is a disturbance in the setting, and moment there is a disturbance in the setting, the accuracy will be lost. So back boring cycle helps you out here. In back boring cycle, what happens? You don't have to buy rotary table. You don't have to rotate the component. So your setting is not disturbed. So two things happen. You did not buy rotary table, and second thing is your accuracy is retained. Your accuracy is retained. In the same setting, you can do the back boring. तो इसमें कैसा होता है? देखो, the boring bar, already the bore is done. Obvious, isn't it? Back boring मतलब क्या? Boring from the back side. That is now phase number 3 से आपको boring करना है, counter bore. So already the bore is done. Let's say 50 का boring किया है, and then you want to do counter boring. So इसमें क्या होता है? अभी ये boring bar, ये जो bore which is done already, उसमें से it will go rapidly, and it will reach the back face. बराबर है? Back face से it will now go to the desired position. That is जो 50 का बोर किया है. Now if you want to do a counter boring of say 60, okay, so 60 का counter bore will be done on the back side. Okay, then it will stop, and again it will come to this position, and then it will retract. So this is what is your back boring cycle, but you don't have to bother, because back boring cycle is normally not done, because it is slightly tricky and risky. It is slightly tricky and risky. The accident happens because the people do not understand whether they are rotating in clockwise direction and counterclockwise direction. That is one thing. Second thing is people gets confused with the retraction of the tool. If instead of retracting, there are two things. First is rotation, and second thing is retraction. Instead of retraction in this direction, if you retract in another direction, then again the boring bar will hit the bore and accident will happen. Either the bore will break, boring bar will break, or your bore will get damaged. So you can very easily skip this G87. So you have to only remember G80, which is the king. It cancels all the can cycles. Then G81, which is normal drilling cycle. G82, which is counter boring cycle. All right. So उसमें ड्वेल रहता है. G83 is peg drilling cycle, G84 is tapping cycle, G85 is reaming cycle, G86 is boring cycle. Forget G87, forget G88, huh? Forget G89, not required. And then this is your summary of the can cycles. The summary of the can cycles. This is, it is gone. What is this? So you have comparative studies I already uploaded. Now you forget this, huh? G73, G74, G70. In some controls, G73, G74, G76, they are used as a drilling and boring cycle. Okay, but normally for your examination, you have to remember this only: G81, 82, 83, 84, 85, and 86. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cycles. Okay, so here it is given drilling. It happens in field, and of course in G83 it is peg drilling, so it is going intermittently. All right. Then यहाँ पे देखो ऑपरेशन एट द बॉटम ऑफ द होल. G84 में क्या हो रहा है? टैपिंग साइकिल में तो स्पिंडल डायरेक्शन क्या होता है? रिवर्स हो जाता है. ओके. देन G85 इज अ रीमिंग साइकिल. G86 में व्हाट हैपेंस? बोरिंग बार स्टॉप्स एट द बॉटम एंड comes returns rapidly. So that is retraction in plus z direction. देखो G81 में rapidly ऊपर आता है, 82 में rapidly ऊपर आता है, 83 में also rapidly, G84 में feed में आता है tap, G85 में reamer comes in feed, G86 में boring bar rapidly आ जाता है. Okay, so these are the differences, three differences. Alright. So you can you can enjoy your break. Okay, if you have any doubt, you please ask. Otherwise, we can leave.